Chiicken, and I'm here with Ashley Burch, who you may know as Tiny Tina from Borderlands 2, or from Hey Ass, Whatcha Playin. So could you tell us some stuff about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a voice actor and writer, and I've worked on Borderlands 2 as Tiny Tina. Other games are Mortal Kombat X as Cassie Cage, Life is Strange as Chloe, and I also write for Adventure Time and Rocket Jump.
That's amazing. I didn't know half of that.
Oh, cool. Well, there you go.
I'm like fans of all those things.
Oh, sweet.
Are you aware of the theory that Krieg is Tiny Tina's dad?
I am aware of the theory.
Can you tell us anything about that?
I can say nothing about it either way. They don't really tell me anything, to be honest, so I actually don't know either way what the answer is.
Okay, well...
Yeah. It's a fun theory. I like the theory. It's a fun theory.
Because I've noticed throughout the Borderlands games, they say stuff against it, but then sometimes there's stuff hinted towards it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just messing with the audience.
Yeah, totally.
So could you tell us about Muzzled?
Oh, yeah. Muzzle musical. Yes. It's a musical that we kickstarted, gosh, I don't even know how long ago that was now. Like a year or two ago? And it's pretty much, the idea is pretty much I play a girl named Malfolia, who is essentially, she's the Black Matron's daughter, who is essentially Maleficent, in like the Disney universe, but it's not in the Disney universe. So I'm essentially the Black Matron's daughter, but I really want to secretly be a princess. And there was, prior to the events of Muzzle the Musical, there was like a song war that we hint at, where like the princesses and all of my people, the Black Hearts, fought, and then we lost. So we got muzzled, which means we have these little muzzles on our
So it's
throats.
quite deep then?
I mean, it's mostly dorky. It's mostly like a dorky musical, like silly, fun musical. But
there's a deep...
Yeah, there's a whole lore to it, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so I end up... spoilers, not really spoilers, it happens like the first episode. I break my muzzle and then I decide to join... I try to infiltrate Princess Society and tear it down from the inside.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Next question. What's it like working with Freddie W?
It's awesome. They're so great. All of those dudes are really, really sweet and awesome. Anthony and I have been working at Rocket Jump now for... Well, I've worked there since like last November, I think. And it's just a really awesome place to work. Everyone's really like-minded. Like, we all have the same sort of values and what we kind of want to see in media. And everyone's just super smart and super funny. And it's been a dream working there, honestly. I really love it.
It's great when you do stuff you enjoy and work with people you enjoy working with.
Yeah. It's always nice when you, because we've been watching Freddie's videos forever, and so it's really nice when you are aware of someone and like their work, and then you meet them in person, like, oh, you're an awesome person too.
Like this.
Oh, stop.
Is there a chance of seeing any more School of Thrones?
I'm not sure, actually. I think we were hoping to make more. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be any more School of Thrones. I think it's one of those things. I wasn't on the production side at all, and I haven't really heard what's happened, but I think there might be some like crazy production stuff that happened is kind of maybe going to prevent more from coming out. I'm not entirely sure. But we decided to kind of put our resources into Muzzled after that.
Well, at least you got another project to work on.
Yeah.
Back to Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tiny Tina British by any chance?
You know, she sometimes does a bad British accent. But
do you mind doing a bit of that accent?
Tiny Tina doing a British accent? Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm surrounded by people that are actually British. Let's see.
Well, Tiny Tina sounds like this, so if she's going to also have a British accent, I guess it would go a little bit like this.
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah, she often does like, she says, what's her name? Miss Barnaby's?
Oh, well, she's got...
And she's Welsh. Tiny Tina tells us that she's Welsh. She's like,
oh, yeah.
Ignore her, she's Welsh.
Yeah.
And we feel like Hamlock might have had a big chance in like raising her as well as
could be.
They found her.
Yeah.
She does her old English, and she always talks about the English and her crumpets and the crumpockery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What line springs to mind when you think about Borderlands?
I think my favorite ones, well, apart from Tiny Tina, the mission, of course, that I remember the most is the shoot him in the face mission. I forget exactly what it's called, Shooty McShootface or something like that, but the one where the psycho's begging you to shoot him in the face is one of my favorite missions. But as far as Tina goes, probably one of her songs. There's the...
Climb the pipe to the train, or you'll go insane. What? That's a rap song I wrote.
It's probably my favorite one of hers.
I think my favorite one of Tiny Tina's is the teapot one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I absolutely love the teapot one.
Awesome.
What was the moment when you realised you made it?
You know, it's funny because sometimes I, like, if I get enough of a dry spell of work, I'm like, maybe I'm just screwed. Maybe I'll never work again. But the moment where I thought that I was like, maybe I'm like a voice actor now. What was that? It might have been when I got on Adventure Time.
Who'd you play on Adventure Time?
Breezy the Bee. So there's an episode, I think it's called Breezy actually. It's in the sixth or seventh season. Seventh season hasn't come out yet. Sixth season. And she's like the guest star of the episode.
Okay, I'm so far behind on Adventure Time.
Oh, it's really fine. But it might have been that. I go back and forth from like, I'm going to be okay to being like, I'll never work again. So it kind of goes back and forth.
When did you first realize you wanted to do voice acting?
So I originally wanted to be a singer. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that when I was a kid, I was in like on a choir and I just did a bunch of singing shit. So I assumed that I was going to be a singer. And at one point I had to, in the 7th grade, I wanted to audition for a musical. And I just thought, well, I'll sing. That's the fun part. And then I had to also do an acting audition. And I'd never done that before. And I remember standing in front of the class and like shaking feverishly. But then when I actually did it, when I actually acted, I really liked it. And I kind of decided that I maybe wanted to do that more. And I can't remember when. I think I might have been replaying Metal Gear Solid because in that game, if you haven't played it, they have, whenever they introduce a new character, there's like a little bit of text that comes up that's like Solid Snake, David Hayter, right? So it took me a second because I was a kid. I was like, who's David Hayter? Like, I don't understand what the second name is. And then I realized, like, oh, it's their voice actor. That's crazy. Like, humans do that? And so there was some sort of combination of auditioning for my 7th grade musical and playing Metal Gear Solid that I was like, oh, I could do that for a living.
So you've always been a huge gamer then?
Yes. Ever since I was a little one.
That's good. What's it like seeing people cosplay characters that you've done the voice for?
Oh, it's so crazy. It's awesome. I mean, it's one of my favorite things, actually. Whenever I see Tina, I've seen quite a few Chloes from Life is Strange around here. And it just feels really awesome because it means that they liked the character and they seemingly liked your performance enough to like dedicate all this time to creating this thing, this awesome costume. And yeah, it just makes me feel really... gives me a little warm fuzzies. I really, really like it.
That's good. Yeah, like you're making people happy with what you do.
Yeah, it makes me really, very grateful.
How did you get the role for Tiny Tina?
I auditioned. Anthony was writing it, and he kind of realized that he was sort of writing it for me.
Anthony?
Oh, my brother. I'm sorry.
Okay,
yeah, I should have clarified. My brother, he wrote Borderlands too, and we do our web series together. Yeah. So he was writing Tina, and he was like, I'm just kind of writing this for Ash, but then he had just gotten hired, so he didn't want to be like, hey, now that you've hired me, also hire my sister. So I ended up auditioning, and they did a blind audition process, so they took all the names off of the auditions.
They didn't know you were his
so yeah, they didn't know it was me. And so they picked me based on that, which makes me feel better about it, because if it was just Anthony had gotten me into the game.
Sympathy.
Yeah, it wasn't like yeah, sure, take this. So I ended up auditioning and getting it based on that, which is nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for the role?
For Tina?
Yeah.
She honestly was just when I voiced the character, because I knew that Anthony had written her. That's actually kind of a voice that I've been doing for a while. It was mostly to make Anthony laugh. So I just sort of thought, well, this will fit her. Like, I feel like this, it's Anthony's humor, and she's a young character, and I think I'm just going to try this voice and see if people like it. And I guess they did. But mostly she's just very id, so she kind of just goes. And most of her, honestly, is physicality. So when I'm in the booth, if I'm playing Tina, there are some characters that I don't really like. Chloe is more of like a posture, It's more like a... But Tina is just this. Like, I'm just doing this the whole time.
Your actions kind of react. They kind of help towards your voice?
Yeah,
I
it's
know what
really
you're doing depends how it sounds.
Yeah, it's really important for me when I'm acting in the booth to have that. So mostly getting into Tina is just doing crazy arm motions.
A lot of movement.
Yeah.
Do you have a ritual for getting into character right before you're about to?
For any character or for
Any
Tina
character.
specifically? Not really, just because a lot of voice acting is kind of having to come up with stuff immediately.
Yeah.
So there have been quite a few sessions where I've gotten booked for something and I don't know what it is, and I walk in and I'm like, cool, what are we doing? And I develop the voice on the spot. And like my voice director will help me kind of tune it in, but a lot of VO doesn't really have a lot of preparation built into it. Animation, you'll often get the script beforehand, but games, you kind of just show up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's not much of a preparation process. You kind of have to just be able to hit the ground running as soon as you get in, which is sort of fun, honestly, sometimes to just be like, oh, no, we'll figure it out when we get there. So, yeah, for Tina, I always, because she's a more specific voice, I have like a line that I say to get into voice. Which is
Mushy Snuggle Bites is my main squeeze.
gets me into Tina's voice. But other than that, it's just sort of like you kind of just lock in when you get there. It's sort of interesting.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Who's your favorite Borderlands character?
My favorite one,
Other than Tiny Tina.
right? Other than Tina, I love Torg. I think Torg's super funny, Mr. Torg, and I'm missing someone super obvious. I know I am. Mr. Torg. I really like Mr. Torg.
He is one of my favorite
Yeah.
characters. I didn't know about him though until I played Tiny Tina's Dragon Keep.
Oh,
And
really?
I had to go back do his DLC.
Oh, his DLC is great
How
too.
did I not do this sooner?
Yeah.
If you could make your own game, what type of game would it be?
Ooh. Honestly, so this might be blasphemy, but I love the worlds of Final Fantasy, but I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of turn-based JRPG gameplay anymore. I used to love it, but I don't have the patience for it anymore. So I would love to just have a Final Fantasy world with like something with roguelike mechanics in it. Just like super difficult platforming or something. I don't even know how that would work. But like my favorite things, like my favorite game mechanically is Spelunky.
Yeah.
So if you could just take the essence of Spelunky and put it in a Final Fantasy world, I don't even know what that would look like, but that would be my ideal game, probably.
It'd be interesting. to
Yeah.
see. Do you have a dream role you would love to play?
I would love to be in Mass Effect.
Really?
Yes, Mass Effect is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. So definitely would love to be in Mass Effect. I'd love to be in Steven Universe. I love that show. Those are kind of the big ones. I actually realized recently that I've never played a villain.
Is that something you would want to do?
Ooh, I think it'd be fun. I don't know exactly what type of villain someone would cast me for, but I'd be very interested to play.
I can see you playing maybe a villain that doesn't seem like a villain. Like they're always really happy and perky.
Right.
So they're not dark and evil.
Right.
That'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see. Okay, so we have done with all the kind of serious questions.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it's going to get a little bit random.
Sweet.
You ready?
Yes.
What's your favourite pickup line?
I've heard one that I think is really funny, which is just you go up to someone and you say, "Hey, I make literally hundreds of dollars," which is, self-deprecating, but also a pickup line. It's a nice mix. I like it.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Have you ever used a cheesy pickup line yourself?
I haven't actually.
If you could, which one would you use?
Something that's probably only something a dude could say, just because I'm very opposite. I'm very small and obviously a woman. I haven't actually thought about this ever. I only know the really awful ones, like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? That's the only one I can think of right now. Probably, I guess I could use that on a dude, and it would be interesting to see the reaction.
Yeah. Or you could use the "is your ass from out of this world?" Or are they space pants because your ass
Us is out of the world, yeah.
Just any one that a guy would use, and it goes, no. Shut up, please. Okay, right. Who would win in a sword fight between a lobster and a crab?
Okay, I think crabs have more mobility, right? But lobsters could actually maybe hold the sword. Are they like big? Are they like to scale to the crab?
They're to scale.
Okay, so they're not like normal swords
Yes.
that like they're just kind of nudging. Okay. Crab's got the little pincers, so do lobster. I think crab.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to use their claws. They have to use the swords.
Right, but they would hold the swords with their
Yeah.
claws, presumably,
And
right?
The crabs could fight sideways.
Yeah,
like
crabs have so
fencing.
much more of an advantage because they just have so much more mobility. Lobsters are just, I mean, they're low to the ground. I feel like crabs could just get more, but then crabs might get cocky
Maybe.
from that, you know, from they think they're faster. Now I've changed my mind. I'm gonna say lobster. I think lobster would be like the surprise victor.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ego would get to the crab.
Yeah.
and he would lose.
Crabs are full of themselves. Everyone knows this.
Yes. What is more upsetting, dropping an ice cream on the ground or letting go of your balloon outside?
Ice cream.
Dropping on the ground.
Yeah. 'Cause ice cream's delicious. Balloons are sweet, you know, but you can also still like watch it as it goes away and it's sort of like wistful and you feel like you're in an existential French film versus ice cream dropped on the ground is just sad and annoying.
Which Pokemon is your favourite?
Psyduck.
That was a quick answer.
Immediate. Psyduck's my spirit animal.
Pineapple on the pizza, yes or no?
No. I never will understand it. No. No. No.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs, but cats still, but dogs, but dogs, yeah, dogs.
If they're babies, every single one, just all of them.
Yeah, just all of them, yeah.
If you were a bee, who would you sting?
If I was a bee, who would I sting? Man, that's a hard one. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. For some reason, the first person was Donald Trump, but really, I don't. He's too silly. He doesn't. I mean, he deserves to be stung by a bee, but it's just too silly. He's like barely a person. He's like a human caricature. Probably. I don't know, some murderer somewhere.
If you were a cookie, what type of cookie would you be?
Chocolate chip.
I feel like you already knew that.
What's my favorite cookie?
Weapon of choice.
Ooh. I'm into, you know, okay, like of all time? Or like within a certain
All
scope?
time. Any weapon, fictional, non-fictional.
Dang. Oh. Ooh. Lightsaber.
Yes. I
Right?
didn't think of that.
Probably?
I think, although, I don't know, I might be clumsy enough to cut myself with it.
That's the risk of it, I guess, is
I
if you
would-
ever
I
like,
would
yeah, you could just like tap yourself. You know, that you brought up a good point. Now lightsabers are so cool, though. Lightsaber.
It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with anyone in time, dead or alive, who would it be?
Anyone in time? Ooh. Carl Sagan would probably be fun to have dinner with. If I go further back, I just feel like it would be an awkward dinner. Like if I got dinner with like Benjamin Franklin or something.
Oh, I've read this thing on my phone.
Yeah.
What's that?
I just feel like it might be an awkward dinner. I don't know why. Carl Sagan would be fun. Amelia Earhart would be fun. And more modern, probably Amy Poehler. I love Amy Poehler.
Do you have a favorite Greek god?
Ooh. I've never thought of that before. Shit. What's the one that loves wine and shit? Is it Dionysus?
I don't know.
Do you know? Is it Dionysus? Is that a Roman god? I could be totally getting this wrong. I think Dionysus is the one that's just like into like chilling out and partying. Just like drinking wine and hanging out, I think is that god.
If it's that one
Yeah.
one does sound fun.
Yeah.
Which fantasy world would you love to live in? Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars?
I probably, of those or of any?
Of any. They're just examples.
I would probably pick Howl's Moving Castle or Final Fantasy IX. Or Harry Potter would be kind of cool. Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones are like too dark, too scary. I would just get killed immediately, unless I was like a hobbit or something. But even then, the war comes to the Shire, so probably one of the three that I said. House Moving Castle is probably the safest. Everyone's just sort of chill.
Sweetest.
Yeah, it's the sweetest fantasy world.
If you had 3 wishes from a genie, what 3 wishes would you do? No wishing for more wishes.
Okay. Mine are probably boring, like world peace.
You can't do them. You have to be selfish.
Okay, selfish wishes? Okay. I would wish for the ability to teleport.
That, I've already heard that one from someone.
Yeah?
That's a popular one.
I'd be the best. Ability to teleport. I could eat anything that I want and it would be healthy for me somehow. Like the nutritional value of it would just be the most healthy thing I could eat, but I could just eat.
It wouldn't go straight to your thighs.
No, it would just nourish me like it would be like it's a salad, but I could just eat donuts all day.
That'd be amazing.
Man, I wish these were real wishes. That sounds awesome. So teleport, eat anything I want, it's healthy. And I can't wish for other people. These are all selfish wishes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could. Wish other
I guess
people.
all my friends would never have to worry about money. All my
That's a
loved
nice
ones.
one.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's also kind of selfish because you get
Yeah.
a good feeling from it. And
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we've got another section now.
Okay.
And it's a would you rather section.
Ooh, I love these. Okay.
Okay. Would you rather lick a bee or punch a really cute puppy?
Oh, oh no. Lick a bee.
Yeah, that's not for you, this one. Would you rather fight Chuck Norris or your grandmother?
Okay. Fight, does that mean that I would have to KO my grandma?
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably fight Chuck Norris. He would knock me out really quickly. It'd be fine. It'd be embarrassing. It'd be quick. Get it over easily.
Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
Hands for feet or feet for hands? Hands for feet. Because I'd just always be doing a handstand. You know?
I've never heard that reasoning before, but that sounds like fun. Would you rather visit your ancestors or your great-great-great-grandchildren?
Great-great-great-grandchildren.
See how they turn out.
Yeah. Also, it'd be in the future.
Yeah.
So I would be like, I don't care about you guys. I'm like hang out in the hover cars and stuff like that.
Take me to the cool places.
Yeah, if that ever happens.
Would you rather be a dragon or have a pet dragon?
Have a pet dragon. Can I write it? How big is it?
It's
Okay,
like
yes.
your best friend.
Yeah, for sure. Have a pet dragon.
This one's really weird, and I don't know who came up with it. Would you rather eat a tree or poop a tree?
I have to eat, how big is the tree?
I really don't know.
Are we going?
It could
Okay.
be like a bonsai tree. That'd be safe, right?
Right. And I have to eat the whole thing.
Yes. Any way you want it, you can put it in a soup.
I guess I would ultimately be pooping out the tree
Anyway,
if I was to
guess,
eat
yeah.
it. Although I'm assuming it means like poop out like the full, like-
an actual.
like an actual,
Tree.
not like digested, and then I'd probably eat it because then hopefully my stomach could kind of
It might
process
be
it.
healthy.
Yeah, who
It's
knows?
got leaves. That's a salad, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Would you rather have a pause button in your life or a rewind button?
This is a hard one. I feel like I had this debate with someone before, and my group decided there was one that was empirically better, and I can't remember which one it is. I think I'd rather have a rewind button, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends what age you are. If you're in school, your exams,
Yeah.
pause button, go cheat.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But then
When you're
rewind
adult
button.
and you make serious mistakes, then you want the rewind button.
Yeah. Would you rather talk like Yoda for the rest of your life or breathe like Darth Vader?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, would it be with like, "Rrr," like, would it sound like that? Or would I just be mixing up my words?
I think it'd be exactly his voice.
Severely limits my dating options.
You could get Star Wars fans.
That's true. I guess I would breathe like Darth Vader.
Very good.
Because I could I could justify it somehow. I could be like, oh, I have asthma. I don't know.
And that's everything.
Cool.
Thank you. That was the interview with Ashley Burch, and it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.